Okay, very well. So if you all remember, we did go through some of these slides last session. This is the chapter 2 of the marketing class. So chapter questions, as we said, how does marketing affect customer value? We said that marketing is nowadays is all about value and how we are going to be affected, or how does the marketing does affect the customer value proposition. And then how is the strategic planning carried out at different levels of the organization? So more about a strategy and how strategic planning would be applied in different levels of our organization or corporation. And what does a marketing plan include? So that is also very important. That's very important for your assignments as well. So then improving value delivery, like the Japanese way, we understood that Japanese are very good at customer feedback, product improvement, purchasing times, the setup time, and effects. So as you can see, Japanese are very much into, looking at all these aspects, and like Toyota is a good example how uh, they get a lot of feedback from customers, and then they know how to improve according to those feedbacks, and then the purchasing time and setup time and the defects, they always, try to have zero defects. And then three value approaches to marketing. First, we need to define the segment of uh, where we are going to offer the value, and then define the value proposition, how we are going to offer our values, and then the network. What kind of network are we using to provide our products or services? And then we did talk about benchmarks like organizational cost and performance measurements, and then competitor costs. So we always need to measure against other competitors as well as our own. Like our own would be the cost. We need to meet our costs so that we can, sell over our costs so that we can get some benefits and revenues, and also against competitors so that we can just, have those two benchmarks. Then we did also talk about core core business processes, which is market sensing, which means that all the activities in which is about gathering market intelligence and acting on those information. So market sensing, very much similar to what we talked in our strategic class, is about how we look into the market and gather information, and then the new offering realization process, which is all the activities in researching, developing, and launching new high quality offering, quality and within the budget. So all those activities that is about first researching, then developing, and then launching our high quality offering. So we realize our proposition plan. And then the customer acquisition is how we uh, define our target markets for our new customers. And then the customer relationship management, as I said, marketing is all about relationship and how we manage our relationship with our customers. So we try to build a deeper understanding and relationship with the customers. And finally, fulfillment, whereas the receiving and approving uh, orders, and then getting the products or services to the customers. So it's like from A to Z, like how we deal with all these different aspects has a very major influence on our business and how we can do our business. Any questions so far? Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, there seems to be no questions, so let's move forward. Okay, characteristics of core competencies. So, uh, core competencies, what we mean by them are those stuff that are not easy to copy. Those are unique to your company or corporation, and that's what makes you different from other corporations, and that's what makes your customers choose you over others. So, a source of competitive advantage. So, basically, your core competencies are those that gives you competitive advantage. So if you are providing a service or you're making some products and your corporation is making same product as everyone, it's just same price, exactly the same. You don't have any. Uh, it's not your product is not a source of your competitive advantage because it's just similar to any other type of product. So what makes me buy your product compared to somebody else's product? So that's not a good example of a core competencies, but a good example would be when you are providing or making a product which is, let's say, which has a feature on it that no other company does, like uh, iPhone 4S, for example, just came in, and it has a feature on it which is Siri. And the Siri is when you can give them commands. You can tell, like, call this person or send text to that person. So that's a feature is just unique to that different cell phone that they are producing. So that's a very good competitive advantage because not every phone has a sort of interactive feature on it. So that's really good. Or applications in a wide variety of markets. Then you want your product to be applicable to different type of markets. If you're just focusing on one single market with just few customers in it, you are not necessarily making a lot of money. Because what it is you need your product to expand. You need your product or service to go through all different markets, and you want to make benefits out of it. So that's very important to be able to apply your product in different markets. And then difficult to imitate. That's also very important. If your product is easy to copy, everybody can make a product or service like you, then what's the point? So that is also very important. Any questions so far? Okay. How core competencies, the questions, how core competency apply to small business like purchasing and selling? Okay. So, Mr. Nawabi, basically, no matter how big or small you are, you need to have core competencies to your business to be able to survive or uh, convince customers to choose you over others who are doing the same thing. So let's say when you're purchasing and selling and you're a small business, what is it that you are offering as a purchaser or seller or retailer that other small businesses like yours are not doing? Is it your prices are better? Is it the quality of your products are better? Is it that your relationship with your customer is a very unique, customized relationship? What is it that you're offering? So that's what makes your competitive advantage and also your core competency. Is it that your selling and buying could be applied to all different markets, or is only on a certain city? Is Would it be applicable to all markets nationwide or in the region or not? So that's the second point. And what you do, are you the only one doing it, or everybody is doing it at the same thing? So if everyone is doing it, then probably that is not a competitive advantage. When competitors at the region, we can implement. Mm, mm. Yes, you can call it very core competency. Your connections, connections and you know uh, certain type of uh, you know uh, mm, yeah, your connections and your customers could be your core competency. So that's true, Mr. Muhammad. You can do that. And uh, you know, believe it or not, and or like it or not, imitation and copying is a very common practice nowadays. So it's happening all around us, and we can't deny it. But the fact is how easy it is. If it's comparably not that easy, that that's that's a good news for you. But if it's very easy, then basically you don't have much to offer in the sense that it will be copied very fast. So all we're talking about is how fast they can copy that and how difficult it is for them to copy that, and basically how long does it take for you to come up with something newer again, and then it will take them some time to copy it again. So it's basically a process, and it's going to be a a bundle and mixture of all these different aspects to it. So it's not just that you can just say, okay, if they won't be copied at all. For sure, in the current business and with this technology that we're dealing with, everything is going to be copied. Even the best products will be copied. That's why they always come up with their new products. So for sure there will be imitation and copying, but what we are talking about is how how difficult it is. Okay. Then is there any other questions so far? Okay, so just there is no other question. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, challenges facing these companies, or okay, first, doing more with less. We always want to do more with with less. So uh, core competencies, we are trying to utilize what we have, doing more with the less resources that we use. So that is very important. And then driving new business development. So what we need to do, we need to drive and come up with new business developments. We need to uh, create new businesses and be able to make them prosper and succeed. So that is also very important, to be able to uh, come up with new businesses around us, and then becoming a full business partner. At the same time, we also want to become a full business partner in the sense that we want to make sure our other partners would cooperate with us and make sure that our partnership is going to help and boost up our business. So that is also very important, and all these three together will make sure that our core competencies will help us, succeed in the business that we do. By CMOs, we mean core competencies management operations. So that's what we mean. How we basically manage our core competencies. Beautiful. And then levels of a marketing plan. So to go to the next level, next slide, we are going to talk about what are the levels of a marketing plan. There are certain levels to a marketing plan. So first, we have a strategic level, where is your target marketing decisions. What target markets are you going to decide on, and what are they going to be like, and what are the decisions that you're going to make to make sure that your target markets would be reached. So that's one of your strategic level decisions. And then value proposition. We talked about how nowadays everything is about value proposition, and how we are looking at the value. Like as a customer nowadays, they're always looking for the value they're getting from your company, not necessarily from just the product or the service or the price anymore, but more of what do they get if they buy the product from you. So it's more of a conceptual value that is, part of it is the price and the differences that they get from your product, but majorly it's the whole general idea that they are getting some valuable item or service from you. And then analysis of marketing opportunities. And then here we are analyzing the marketing opportunities out there. So the marketing opportunities are the opportunities out there that you are going to use in order to do your marketing. So all these three levels are part of your strategic plan for your marketing. First, you target a market and you make decisions according to the target market and make sure you reach that target market. Second of all, you make sure that you have some value to propose to the market, and you know what your values are, and you can communicate it to the market. And then analyze the marketing opportunities. What are the opportunities out there that you can use in order to communicate your values to the customers? Then some tactical, plans. So product features. What are your product features? Your product features could be if it's a cell phone, let's say if it has Wi-Fi, it has like Bluetooth or whatever features they have. Then other than your product features, you have the promotion. Promotion is how you promote your product compared to other products that you used to have, or the other type of products that used to compete your previous product. So now what is the benefit of this new product? So you have to be able to promote that. Then merchandising is how you outsource your product to different outlets so that people can buy them. So merchandising is very important. It's very important for companies to do a correct and successful and efficient merchandising, because without merchandising, people won't be able to buy your product. So you got to make sure your products are accessible to the customers, and they can access and buy it from you. So how you're going to sell it to the merchants and how they're going to sell it to the customers, that matters a lot. So you can't just make the product and just make some benefits. That merchandising is also one of the major important parts of your business as well. Can you all hear me? I received a message from Ms. Nababi that the voice is cut, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's only you, because it seems that everybody's hearing me. But I saw you, Mr. Biosi's question regarding the merchandising is not commercials. Merchandising is how you, uh, you know, send it to the sellers and like make it uh, sellable. And then pricing is what price you put, and then sales channels also is what different channels you use to make sure that your products gets to the right merchants. So different types of channels that you use, like they're online or different retail shops, or all these kind of things. And then services. What other services do you provide after the sales is done? Okay, since the voice is okay. Um, mm, mm. Okay, global marketing channel testing. Good or bad, what is the best steps to test a new product in a broad market? Okay, Mr. Akmal, you have a question about general global marketing channel. For example, the first shipment of goods or products, what is the best steps to test a new production in a broad market? Basically, for your question, mostly when you are launching a new product, mostly they have a certain test groups. They give them samples of the products. They see how they react to it. They will ask them for prices that they would pay for it. So it's like a lot of market research they do. So if you're just testing a product in a new global market, for sure you need to do some testing. So you need to give them some samples, see how they like it, and ask them to compare it with the other products or other substitutes that they are using, and then according to your feedback, then you could probably run a try run, which means that you just sell that product to certain customers and try to keep in touch with them and sort of understand how they like it, and then you can just launch the product. So market testing is market testing is very important, and small quantity and make quality tests. Yes, that's true, Mr. Navabi. You can do that also. So basically, uh, that's what we do when we want to launch a new product. Okay. So now we are going to a next slide. So corporate headquarters planning activities. So by that we mean uh, every corporation has have a headquarter where it's like the brain of the corporation, and that brain makes planning, and all different general and also specific plans comes from the brain or the headquarter. So first, they define the corporate mission. We talked about mission a lot in a business strategy class. The mission is what you're doing to get to your vision done, what you are, and what basically your company do. And then establish a strategic business unit. So strategic business units are those small or long, or I mean large or small units that you use in order to get the things done. So uh, basically, uh, for example, in the they often define their business in terms of their products. So let's say if you are in auto business or clothing business, you have certain type of strategic business units. So with the different type of market definitions, and then the products, they make sure that those type of business units, they target the customer groups, and they will focus to get to them, and then assign resources to each strategic business unit. For sure, just you making those units is not enough. You need to make sure that there are certain enough resources, supporting those units. So if you are producing that auto business part, you need to make sure that you have the automobiles or all those requirements for that part of the business, and you make sure that the products are well defined, and you know exactly what are those business units producing. And then assess growth opportunities. So at the same time, you want to know how you grow, because if you just do something you're doing right now, you'll be stuck there, and that's not what you want to do. You want to just grow, because business and market is growing, and if you don't, it doesn't mean that you're doing the same. Basically, when the market is growing, it's on a constant growth. You have to be growing along the market. Otherwise, your business is going to go down very soon. So, like the brain of the corporation or the headquarters always defines the mission, then the strategic business units, how to support those units, and how to assess the opportunities. Okay, is there any questions so far? Yes, these should be in a market plan. So marketing plan, which is also your assignment, you got to make sure you have all these aspects. Then good mission statements. We talked about it in business strategy, but we are going to talk about it in here also, because in marketing you need to focus on your mission, and your mission should be inclusive of your marketing as well, and vice versa, which means that a good mission statement will show what you do. So a good marketing plan would be reflected on your mission. Or if I want to be exact or give you some examples, is that, let's say your mission is to provide excellent communication service for your customers in the, let's say, Kabul. Okay, so you're a telephone company, and then you are providing excellent communication services for your company. So that sort of gives you some idea how your marketing plan is going to be. You need to focus on limited number of goals. If you want to be an excellent communication service provider, you want to be an excellent telephone or cell phone provider, you want to be an excellent like different gadgets provided by different type of companies when it's licensed by your company also. So then you have like so many different goals, and that doesn't seem realistic. You gotta be sure that you are targeting certain goals that you can achieve. So a good mission statement always is limited and specific to certain goals. Then stress major policies and values. So make sure you stress and focus on certain policies in your company and values that are very important to you. Don't be so general on your mission statement, and don't just say, okay, we're going to do that, and basically according to like successful companies, I would say most of them, they focus on not several different values or policies, but only some that helps them to make sure customers are happy and make sure they are getting what they want them to get. And then define major competitive spheres. So competitive spheres, what we mean is certain competitive aspects. So you got to make sure that your products or services are competitive enough for the customers, and they are getting the value that they wouldn't get from the other business providers. So your products should be unique and different, and when they buy your products or services, they should feel this is something they wouldn't find in the market from elsewhere with the same price, and that's why they choose you. So then you got to make sure you give them a reason that they choose you over other customers. Any questions so far? Okay, seems there's no questions. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Major competitive spheres. Okay, so what do we mean competitive? Yeah, competitive spheres, as I mentioned, is like tenets or aspects. So, okay, for define, by define you mean define major, okay, means that you define certain aspects of your competitive advantage. So you got to make sure that your competitive advantage has all these different aspects that we're going to discuss in the next slide, which is in here. So what we mean is your competitive advantage regarding the industry that you are at and the products you make and the competence and the market segments and vertical channels and geographical spheres are all met. So what do we mean by that? What do we mean by that is, let's say you are in communication industry, back to the telephone example. So you got to make sure in that certain industry, which is the communication industry, you have your competitive advantage. So like like a good example would be a GPS, that your telephone company provides GPS or Google Map services, so that people would just look for places that they wouldn't be able to do it with other, communication service providers. Then products that you offer. So your communication service, you have your type of phones that you order from certain different brands, let's say like Nokia or whatever type of cell phone. So your products are unique to you, and then when they get it, it's just your company that is offering those cell phones with those features, and so that's why customers will choose you. And then the competence is how much you are able to achieve, and how much you're on top of it, how much skillful you are, how good you can get it done. So basically competence, we mean ability to perform. What is your ability to perform? And then the market segment, how you are reaching different markets and different segments in the markets, and if the markets or the segments that you have chosen and you're targeting are the right ones for the products that you're offering. That is also very important. So you got to make sure that the product or the service that you're providing is given to the right customers, because sometimes you see certain companies, they provide certain products and it's like to everyone, and they don't find their best segment or those certain type of customers who really care for their products. So that then it will be in, I mean, useless, because if you don't find the right segment and you're not able to communicate your competitive advantage to that certain segment, it's futile. Then vertical channels. So vertical channels is basically one of the concepts that we haven't gone through yet. We will talk about it more in a strategic management class. But just to give you some idea, is how you are moving along the industry. Like, let's say if you are the service provider, before that there are certain other parts to the business that you need to have in order to provide that service. So you need a phone. So the phone is part of the supply or vertical channels. Or when you provide a service, then there are billing that you need to bill the customers. So like all different steps in dealing with the customers in different levels are your vertical channels. So you might just be doing one of the levels, and the other, like previous levels or next levels, would be taken care of by other companies. So another example would be the retail industry. They buy their products, let's say they buy their uh, chicken kitchen utensils, or their clothing, or all those different types of items they sell from all different suppliers. So those suppliers are their channels. Then we have the retail. Then they might sell it to some other businesses. So the next businesses are next channels. So we have so many different channels lined up right after each other, but you could be only one of them. So then it's very important to know what part of these lines, what part of these channels you want to take care of, because that might give you competitive advantage. Like Walmart, they have taken care of a lot of these lines. So they do some of the products they make, they sell, and they get it to the customers. So it's like from A to Z. So they have all these channels together. And then the geographical spheres or competitive advantages. So certain products are are privileged in certain part of the world or cities. Let's say in Kabul, probably there are certain products that are more common than like in other cities. So what you need to know is what are the the geographical advantages to your products or services. So basically, we are trying to pin down the competitive advantages with the viewpoint of marketing here. Uh, just to get some feedback from you, anybody has any questions or thoughts, or your understanding, or maybe your examples, I want you to just participate here, because I don't want to be the only talker in the class, and I want to see how you are following me. Please give me some examples. uh, Mr. Khan Mohammed, they call them vertical because they are not on the same stage. They come from lower levels to the upper levels. So it's like different stages. That's why they call them vertical, because they are not horizontally aligned with each other. Okay, yeah, like vertical channels, as I said, the production line. Let's say you produce there's factory who produces the phone, so that's one line. Then the next channel is the phones are gonna be used in like a communication company. They put SIM cards in them, or they assign numbers to the customers, and then there would be next level where the customers would be billed according to their usage of the telephones. So they are not exactly doing the same thing, but they are making the communication or the end product happen. So that's why they call them vertical, because each one of them is doing a different level of this product or service development. That's why they call them vertical. Okay, so now let's go through some good examples of some visions, some good vision examples. Our vision is to be the global market share leader in each of the markets we serve. We will earn this leadership position by providing to our distributors and end user customers in innovative, high quality, cost effective, and environmentally responsible products. So as you can see, um, up to here, they are focusing on their global market share leader, means that they want to be a leader in that part of market, and then they want to be and they want to provide it to their end users with innovative, high quality, and cost effective and environmentally responsible products. So as you can see, first they mention what market they're going to target, which is a global market, and they want to be the leader. And the type of the product and service they're offering, which is innovative, high quality, and cost effective, and also environmentally responsible. And then the value statement is there, and add value to these products by providing legendary customer service through our uncompromising commitment to customer satisfaction. So they're making it clear that their vision is to get customer satisfaction, and they are not going to compromise their customer service because of anything. So that's a very good, vision statement. It covers the marketing side and all those aspects of marketing that we talked about, and at the same time, it's very futuristic because that's where they want to be. Any questions so far? Okay, so since there is no question, so let's go to the next one. So Motorola, I'm sure you all know Motorola. It's one of the telephone and nowadays computer and tablet uh, providers. And the purpose of Motorola is to honorably serve the needs of community by providing products and services of superior quality at a fair price to our customers. To do this, so as to earn an adequate profit which is required for the total enterprise to grow, and by doing so provide the opportunity for our employees and shareholders to achieve their personal objectives, and see how they wrote out their objectives. So because it's all about your objectives, it's all about where you want to go. So as you can see here, they have, isn't it very, it is ambitious, but visions should be ambitious. If you're not ambitious, I'm not sure, Mr. Navabi, if you're asking regarding the previous one, that they wanted to be the global. Visions are always ambitious. Visions are always futuristic and always are taking you away from where you are to where you want to be. So, yeah, the previous one, yeah. So you always want to make sure it's ambitious, because if it's not ambitious, you will stay where you are, which is not necessarily what you want to do. Vision and purpose in terms of, yeah, vision is basically where you're going at, where you're going to, your destination, your dream, what you want to, what you want to achieve in your corporation. But purpose is more of uh, like what is your purpose of certain goals. So it's like uh, more factual and more realistic purpose would be. But vision is more of a futuristic view of where you want to be. And then, Mr. Nawabi, when you are ambitious, you are the one who makes the customers believe in your mission. So if you have a mission and it's beautiful, and then you can't make customers believe, it's not necessarily your mission. Maybe there's some major problems going on in your company. You got to make sure that you have the what it takes to make your mission possible. You know. It's so like Motorola has been doing it for several years. They look at their mission. They say honorably serve the needs of the community by providing products and services of superior quality uh, at a fair price to the customer. And as you can see, and we probably know, Motorola has a very fair price compared to some other phones. Their phones are comparably cheap and they're good quality and long lasting. So when you get a Motorola phone, they will last for long, and so the image that they create after several years is uh, is what makes people believe whether their mission is true or not. You know, so then you see the growth is here to do this so as to earn an adequate profit which is required for the total enterprise to grow. And by doing so, provide the opportunity for our employees and shareholders to achieve their personal objectives. So as you can see, the personal growth as well as the company growth is taken care of in there. So they're saying that the customers or their individual, objectives are important to us as a company. Yes, that's true. The vision should be a futuristic picture and it should be realistic and practical, that's for sure. And basically, it also is related a lot on the timeline. So when you say, I have a vision, your vision mostly is like for the next few years. So you got to make sure that you know exactly how many years and how you're going to get it done. So as we talked before about it, when you have a mission, is where you want to go, but you have a vision, is where you want to go, but your mission is how you get there. So those are the differences. And then eBay. eBay is also a very good company, and we help people trade anything on earth. We will continue to enhance the online trading experience of all collectors, dealers, small businesses, unique item seekers, bargain hunters, opportunity sellers, and browsers. So I see a question down here. Mm. Uh, and Mr. Ahmadi, ambitious vision is not necessarily uh, it's not necessarily uh, it's not necessary for major or famous companies. It could be for any company. But the thing is, you you can say whatever you want, but it's just what you do that matters, right? So if you have a very ambitious vision and you can't get any close to that, so what's the point? But the thing is, some companies start very small and they grow so big in no time. All they do is just they commit themselves to their vision. So that's what it takes. And if you or I mean if any company thinks that they are not able to commit to that vision, so it's maybe a good idea to reconsider or try to change certain type of their 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 goals in a sense that they can achieve them. So lots of companies, they have amazing goals, but they're not able to achieve them. But the thing is how you marry your goals with your achievements and how you're able to get where you want to go. So that's very important. And then here I have another question. Uh, this is eBay's mission, Miss Masuda. So this is what they do. They help people trade anything on Earth. That's what they do. They will continue to enhance the online trading experience of all collectors, dealers, and small businesses. So that's what they do. They are defining themselves. So basically, by mission, what you do is not necessarily the futuristic plan for your company, but what you exactly are. So eBay is what is explaining here. You can buy anything on Earth from eBay and then trade whatever you want. Uh, you know, if you are a collector or a dealer or a small business, it doesn't matter. You can always do that. So that's the vision. That's the mission. Sorry. Yeah, Mr. Wafa is putting a nice Persian expression that you need to work hard, and working hard you get major rewards. That's very true. And Mr. Zakon, yep, that's a good point. A good mission should have all those. Often the vision should be changed. Okay, the vision mostly is changed every now and then. Depends. Mostly they do like every 5 years or 2 years they put up some vision. Some companies they come up with like a 10-year vision. So it just depends how big it is and how far you are from your vision. So if you are like saying like that previous one vision that was ambitious, that you want to be the global market leader, so that probably takes longer time than just a local market leader. Okay. Can a company define true state mission? So basically companies do define themselves through stating their mission statement. They say who they are and what they do, and that's part of the process of getting to their vision and where they want to get. And then I have another question, from Mr. Navabi. Um, that's true. The market differs from, like we talked about it, how different regions, different cultures, different geographical places have different type of markets. And then through market research, we will understand how to react to different type of markets around us. And uh, so small and especially, it's true. We can say that the concept of market differs from country to country, and also uh, if your mission is specific and very goal oriented and detailed, that helps you much better, of course, to achieve your vision rather than a general, very ambitious and far-fetching, mission. statement. But it's just a matter of how much devoted you are and how far you're willing to go to make your mission statement possible. So that's another concept. So so now we are going to talk about different dimensions that define a business growth. So basically, to define a business, you have three different dimensions. First, the customer groups, or in a sense, your target market. What different groups of customers are you dealing with? What type of customers they are? What kind of preferences they have? What kind of products they use? What kind of services they prefer? All these are your customer groups, and how you're going to deal with them. It sort of defines and is one of your dimensions of your business. Then customer needs. And then, okay, so when you know your customers, now you got to know what they need. What are their requirements? What are the stuff that they need, and you can provide them with. So first is there the group of the customers. Then the second one is the customer needs, and the third one is the technology. So what type of technology are you using in your business? So having a business will dictate to you using certain type of technology and being able to use certain type of technology. So just having a business in itself is not enough. You have to cover all these three. First, know your customers. Second, you need to know your customer needs. And lastly, you need to know your technology and be able to acquire the technology you need to achieve that business. So now I like to open for question and answer again. If there is there any questions so far? Okay, sure, Mr. Atarak. Uh, Technology. What we mean by technology is when you are defining a business, that type of business that you're defining takes a certain level of technology that you need to have. Let's say if I am going to provide internet services for the city that I live in, I need to have certain servers, certain dishes, certain type of website providers so that I can help them to get access to internet, right? So all different type of businesses, each of them has a certain type of technology that is uh, necessary for them to succeed. So you got to make sure you have that technology for the business that you're going to make. Yeah. So let's go to the next slide. So characteristics of a strategic business unit is it is a single business or collection of related businesses. First, so the SBUs, first of all, they are single or collection of related businesses. So different type of businesses, we just bundle them up together, and it becomes part of your SBU when you're planning for your marketing. Then it has its own set of competitors. So each certain type of SPUs will have their own competitors. Then it has a leader responsible for strategic planning, profitability, and efficiency. So a good example would be, like, let's say Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson motorcycles are well known for their, you know, the way they look and their price and their fanciness and how people like them. So basically, uh, for Harley Davidson, it's involved of several different type of businesses. Like they have their own product lines, they have their own engines, they have their own side products, they have their own motorcycles. So as a customer, you have plenty of different products available to you from Harley Davidson, right? So each of them are from a certain uh, strategic business unit. And then they have their own competitors like Kawasaki or other motorcycle providers. They have their own business lines with all different same categories. So they are your competitors. So then again, each of your SPUs, they have a competitor, and then it has a leader, and there are leaders involved in a strategic planning, profitability, and efficiency. So it's just a matter of how you plan strategically, and then you make sure that it gives you profit and revenue, and also it's efficient. Okay. So now I would like to ask if there's any questions so far. Yeah, for sure. When you make planning for your strategy, you got to make sure they are efficient and lead in success. So that's part of your planning, and you got to make sure your plans are valid and good enough to bring you success. Okay. Okay. So seems that there are no more questions. Okay. By efficiency means we mean getting things done in a timely manner, with using the least possible resources and being successful. Yeah, efficiency means doing things right and using the least resources possible and get the things done with less. So that's probably efficiency. And organizations uh, have their own culture, policies, and structure. So that is also very important. Whenever we are doing and dealing with marketing, what you really need to focus on and know about is the corporate culture of the company. Because always your corporate culture is what makes you who you are and makes your customers believe in you or follow you or buy your product is because of your culture. So your corporate culture, which is uh, the same for your employees in all different levels, and your customers would feel your corporate culture because that's what is coming out of your company, is very, very important for your marketing plan. You got to know what is your corporate culture, what code of ethics do you use, how ethical you are, and all those different aspects. So, uh, corporate culture is one of the most important aspects of a company because it shows how the company deals with their customers and their employees. And then the policies. What are the policies in effect for that company? Are there changes? How the changes are going to apply? So that is also very important because changes is changes are happening all around us every single second. So it's just a matter of what policies are good to keep, what are not, and how are we supposed to reflect that and let the management know about our feelings. So it's it's very important. It's it's just important to uh, understand your policies and how they are, useful. And then the structure of the company deals with how the company is structured to the different levels of management, how different managers react to certain upper level or lower level, management requirements. And so it shows basically the model of the company. The structure is like just suppose you have a house, and then for a house you have a model. So the structure is the same kind of model for your company. Is there any questions so far? Yeah, by culture I mean corporate culture. By corporate culture I mean the general culture that is prevalent in the company. Let's say Sony, they have a certain corporate culture with code of ethics. What kind of ethics do they follow? What kind of cultural values do they follow? What kind of you know what kind of ethical values do they care for? Client management fall on the culture. Corporate culture is basically culture, code of conduct, misuse rules. Yeah, all these that Mr. Vafa mentioned is part of the corporate culture, but it's much broader than that. It's just suppose, just suppose that the corporation is a person. If you think that a corporation is a person, and then look at what the uh, how the company behave, it will be the corporate culture. So basically, by corporate culture, we are talking about the employees, the managers, the all different aspects and levels of the corporation, how they behave, how they treat each other, how they treat their customers, what are their thinking and thoughts about the customers, and how to serve their customers and help them succeed and get what they want and all those kind of things. So all of these are cultural aspects of the corporation. Yeah, rules and regulations in the sense that is as long as they are related to the cultural and also uh, ethical part are our corporate culture. Very well. You're welcome. So, okay, Mr. Hayes, you have a question? I think it's a bit mixed with. Oh. No. Policies, let me say good treatment, of course. Uh, Mr. Akmal, policies and culture are different in the sense that policies are basically a written agreement or uh, certain certain stuff in effect in the company. But culture is the living attitude among the employees and how the company is is dealing with the community, with the society, and with the culture that is driving it towards the customer. So basically, uh, the cultural aspect of the company is how what is the vibe or the feeling or the treatment of the employees, how they deal with each other, how they talk to each other, how they feel about the company, how much proud they are of the company. So all these different aspects which is about their feeling towards the company and their customers, and how they sort of uh, use that in order to provide great service or product is culture. But policies are basically some written requirements. And then can we say good treatment of customers? Yeah, Mr. Nawabi, good treatment of customers definitely is part of the culture, but it depends if it's part of your corporate culture or not. The teacher. Okay, very well. So now we're going to talk about market opportunity analysis. So whenever you want to do a marketing plan, you need to do a marketing opportunity analysis. You need to see whether the marketing plan can the benefit involved in the opportunity be articulated convincingly to a defined target market. So whenever we talk about an opportunity, we need to understand that does that benefit from that opportunity be be defined and sort of reflected to a target market. You remember we talked about the markets that we sort of target and we sell them the products that we have. So we need to make sure that our our opportunity has some benefit for that certain market or a certain segment in the market. So that is very important. You got to make sure that there are certain type of people, certain type of group of customers who would buy your product, and you could benefit from that. If there are none, so maybe you should reconsider making that other type of service or product. And then, can the target market be located and reached with the cost-effective media and trade channels? Then again, you got to make sure there are certain type of media, cost-effective media, and also channels like magazines or different type of ways for you to, or different outlets like retails or all different types of ways for you to be able to sell your product. So first, make sure there are people to buy your product. Second, make sure that there are that it is able to reach those people in a cost-effective way. Okay, and then the last one is, does the company possess or have access to critical capabilities and resources needed to deliver the customer benefits? So then the next question you got to ask is, does the company possess or have access to those critical and most important capabilities for and also resources to deliver those benefits that you're trying to give to those type of customers. So make sure there are customers there. Make sure that you can do it in a cost-effective way, means communicate with the customers in a cost-effective way. And lastly, make sure uh, you can get the resources needed to get it done. And by trade channels, we mean how you want to trade your product, how you want to sell your product, you know, like from A to Z, from your production to the customers. So that will be your trade channel. Okay, no problem. So now I would like to give you your task for today's class. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to define a business and uh, name the customer groups, the technology needed, and the customer needs. So your task for the class would be define a business and please specify customer groups, customer needs, and technology for it. Uh, Miss Aziza, I have already talked about this. Uh, the assignments, the task, I would rather you do it in the class. Like right now, I will give you like 10 to 15 minutes mostly to do it. So all I need is just for you to email them to me. So these are the assignments that I want you to do in the class. Those are not assignments that I want you to do like at home or some extra time. Those are part of your class participation. So the only reason that I asked you to send it to me by the next day is just to give you some time to, if you want to put it in Word files or, Microsoft Word or, just to sort it out. But basically you'll do it in the class. But you're given enough time for your final project. So then, you know, uh, I don't think the extra time would be needed for the tasks in the class because mostly you do them in the class. So if you could please define a business, and as you can see here, define a business regarding the customer groups, technology, and the customer needs, and that's your task. So I give you some time to discuss. You can write down here, you can share your answers, and then if you could also email it to me by the end of next day. So I look forward to hear your answers, and if you want to share or speak them out, or you just want to write them down in the chat box, that would be nice. Thank you. Okay, I can hear your messages here. There will be deadlines for assignments as you're all involved in your careers and families. So are the lecturers. But time management is one of the most important aspects of life. So you need to be able to manage your time. So definitely there are deadlines, and those who don't fail the deadlines, they will lose scores for those. So basically, that's true to every single thing we do. So I can't do that. Please please understand that we need to follow the deadlines. As I mentioned, we have enough time in the class to do the project. You can just work on it. You can uh, write in the chat box now. You can discuss with your classmates and do it in the class so that you don't have to spend more time uh, later uh, on the task. So make sure you do it in the class if you have other stuff to do, and get it ready, and you can just email it to me right after the class. You don't have to wait until the next day even. So there are deadlines to tasks, and the tasks that I give you are very simple. They have very short answers, and they just take your understanding and just examples in it. Yes, Mr. Navabi, I'm not trying to treat you as young students, but yes, we need to follow the deadline. As you know, in our work or everywhere, we have timelines and deadlines, and basically that's the way it is. So I appreciate your understanding. Okay, I can see your answers from Mr. Barak. A very good example. Mr. for animals and what type of customers would need it, so customer groups, and then the technology that is needed. Very good example. Then the banking, you have NGOs, governments, all you as your customers. The technology, the modern like software and computers. That's very good. Very good examples so far. Very good. And the customer needs, you didn't mention that in your example, Mr. Hayes. And Sir Ahmad Rashad Ahmadi, there is numerous people in Kabul, houses and many different. Okay, very good example. Very good. So that is also very helpful. So as you can see, you can come up with all different type of businesses with the customer groups, customer needs, and technology that is needed. So it's just a matter of uh, finding the right business at the right time, and how you are going to apply all these different aspects to your business. So very good examples. So please go ahead and uh, email me your answers by end of the next day. Uh, as I mentioned again, I understand that we all have stuff to do, but this is part of our learning process. So I want to make sure that you do a task in the class, and by doing it in the class, it helps you to apply your understanding, your examples, and then when I give you feedback on your task, you would be able to understand better, and that's much more helpful. So I don't want to give you like very big tasks and then give you like long deadlines. It's very small. You can just do it in a couple of minutes and doesn't take much time. So with that, I would like to thank you all for attending in the class and your participation. And I, I like to finish the class, and I hope you have a beautiful week ahead of you, and don't forget to email me your tasks. And next week we will have some discussions over, by technology, as I mentioned, Mr. Riyasi, we mean uh, uh, technology needed for that certain type of business. So when you're defining your business, you have certain type of customers, certain needs, and also uh, uh, we need some technology. So that is the technology that we are talking about. Okay. So, yeah, uh, you have a beautiful week, and as I mentioned, we will go through our assignments next week. I will give you some feedback, and you have a beautiful week, and see you next.